Glory to Jesus Christ. This is what the church says about today. The cross is the guardian of the universe. The cross is the beauty of the church. It is the power of kings, and it sustains the strength of our faith. It is the glory of the angels and the slayer of demons. If you look at this cross that we have elevated today, it looks kind of pretty. It's meant to look pretty. It's even meant to smell pretty with basil herb. But you know, I wonder if you ladies here, if you look at this cross and you look up close, you might see that these are fake. And if you look really close, you'll see that it's got my words stuck on the back. It's got a cheat sheet on the back. Maybe it doesn't look quite as good up close when you get to see it. And the thing is, whether we're using a plastic cross or a wooden cross, whether we're using real flowers or fake flowers, when we actually take a close look at the cross, it's not very pretty at all. It's somebody being tortured. Somebody being tortured to death. Even in this very sanitized, almost serene crucifixion depiction, we can still see blood flowing down from Jesus' hands and feet and from his side. We can see the instruments of his suffering, the instruments of his passion. The cross is not a very pretty thing. So why are we waving it around? Why are we rejoicing in it? Why are we glorifying it? Why are we hymning it with excessive language about it being the beauty of the church, when really what we're looking at is quite horrible? There's a great mystery in the cross. And it's a great mystery that runs through the middle of every human heart, of every human life. And it's the mystery of suffering and why God allows suffering. I don't think too many people really get too upset when bad people suffer. But when good people suffer and are even killed, people rightly get upset. People rightly wring their hands and say, what is our society coming to? When children in school are shot, when good people are shot for speaking the truth, that's suffering. That's evil. And St. John Paul the Great said something important that I read earlier. I'd never seen it before. He says, suffering arises from evil. That whatever we can say about the beauty and the glory of the cross and of Christ's sacrifice on it, evil remains evil. And the reason we suffer is ultimately evil. And we have to call evil what it is. It is a great mystery. Why does God allow suffering? I think we find something of an answer in the scriptures that we've heard today. I think the whole creation has been suffering ever since the fall. Ever since mankind chose to reject God chose to go its own dumb, stupid, evil way, all of creation has been suffering ever since. And it continues to suffer. Why then is this beautiful? Why then is this glorious? And it's glorious because, as St. Paul says, it's glorious in its absurdity. The Greek that he translates absurd there, it says scandalon. You all know what a scandalon is. This is a scandal. This is foolishness. This is absurdity, because we're celebrating that a good man was cruelly and wrongfully killed. And we're celebrating that. We're waving that around. That is absurd. That is foolishness. And as the Greek said it, I think best of all, it is a scandal. It is a scandal. How can we possibly think that any good would come out of senseless killing? And yet, look at the good that came out of this senseless killing. Was the crucifixion of Jesus Christ evil? Yes, it was. Were the people who tortured him to death sinning? Absolutely they were. Will they be judged by God? Definitely. But what these flowers are meant to depict is all the good and all the joy and all the beauty that have come out of this senseless cruelty. And the amazing thing is, those Old Testament readings about the wood that was thrown into the waters of bitterness, that wood, this wood of the cross, because he's been there, this wood can make the bitterest waters sweet. This wood can be the sweetening of any sorrow and any grief. And even though the evil which causes suffering is still evil, watch him bring goodness. I heard Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, say something very much like this recently. Out of this tragedy, the truth will continue to be heard, perhaps more clearly and more widely than it has ever been heard before. That's what she dedicated herself to. God bless her. Let's pray for her and for her son and her daughter. Let's pray for all of us who experience evil and who experience suffering. But the scandal and the absurdity, actually the wonderful truth, is that whenever and however we suffer, he can create beauty and goodness and love and even joy. Because somehow, him going through what he went through on the cross has the power to take away the venom of the serpent, as the prayer said. Have the power to take away sin. Have the power to wipe away every tear from our eyes. Have the power to take away even the sting of death, of the grave, and of hell. Does that sound absurd? Does that sound foolish? Does that sound like a scandal? Or is that the beauty and the glory and the promise of the power of God? Christ chose the cross so that he could show his power right in the very heart of sin, of hatred, of cruelty, and of murder. And that power, that light, and that promise is what we, whether people think it's stupid, absurd, or a scandal, that is what we Christians elevate today and will always continue to elevate as we see and experience the power of God. Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory to him.